What's going on, everyone? Meteorologist Hunter Ward. It is January 13th, and we've got a pretty active pattern that is on tap for us. So, gonna go ahead and let you guys know that there's a little bit of uncertainty as we push forward, as we go into Monday and Tuesday. Honestly, just a little bit baffled at the models. We got the NAM 3KM, the NAM, they're both got the moisture stream way far north. The GFS European model continue to come in with the moisture stream over western North Carolina. So that's obviously going to determine if snow's going to fall in your area. And so we're going to do our best to give you a forecast. Let me go ahead and turn around to my screen. Want to thank All In Dumpsters. Patrick is the man. He can take care of all your dumpster needs. And CP Cruise and Company. Adrian can take care of all of your tax needs. Time to schedule those tax appointments and get those taxes done. So looking around the Asheville area, Better Homes and Garden Real Estate Maggie Valley camera here. We've got a nice view in and around the Maggie Valley area. All of these live cameras, you can see them on AshevilleWX.com. I've got several of them over here on the right-hand side. I remind you guys of them every now and then. Beautiful sunset on the Grimes-Tice Anderson downtown live camera. Better Homes and Gardens Canton camera as well, looking at downtown Canton. And then look at this. We've got the deer on the BannerElk.com live camera. They're looking at Grandfather Mountain. Beautiful view. Still some snow on the ground up there around 4,500 feet. So let's look at just a few more. Silva. This is one of the better areas for snow. The Ward's Plumbing, Heating, and Air camera setting on the library there. The sun setting. We've also got the Lynn Freeman Bush, Hendersonville, North Carolina downtown camera on the Hands-On Museum. And then saw some of that flooding on the Beer City camera here the other day. Very interesting. So check this out. These cameras have these time-lapse features, and we can run this back and see the river rise the other day. So check this out. Look at how much flooding there was as I run this time-lapse out. And then today you can see that water has receded, and we'll run a time-lapse from today. Rain in the morning, and then sunrises. Look at how far that water's receded compared to just a few minutes ago. So a lot of rain has hit the ground in the Asheville area, in the western North Carolina area. That's not what you're here for. You guys are probably here to talk about the snow, though. So let's show you guys what the most recent models are showing. So you've been talking a little bit about overrunning precipitation. What is that? Where is that coming from? All right, we've got a low pressure here. We've got polar vortex coming down, strong swath of real cold air that's going to meet high pressure that's pushing air in from the Gulf. It's pushing air in from the Atlantic. There's a boundary that's going to set up. We've got a low pressure that's going to develop down here, but this boundary is setting up out in front of the low pressure, and that is where the overrunning precipitation is. Overrunning the low pressure. It's out in front of the main area, but it is still a disturbance. There will still be moisture created. So that's what I mean when I'm talking about overrunning precipitation. Here you go. You've got it here developing. We've been hearing about Arkansas getting some snowfall, Mississippi, Tennessee, winter storm warnings all up in those locations. I think we've even got some winter storm watches out for the far southwest tip of western North Carolina, Swain County, I believe I've seen. And so a couple more out there could be coming as well. I think we've got one more that I missed. But okay, let's run the GFS out. This is the most recent GFS. You can see it's still running out. We've still got frames that are coming out. And but look at the tip of western North Carolina right here. So this zone of transition, this zone of air coming together, cold air, warm air, they're going to meet. Where exactly that sets up, these models are struggling mightily with it. And it's one of those difficult things. I don't know exactly when we're going to get it nailed down. It may be one of those things that we have to look at the radar here on Monday, and we'll do our best to forecast it for you. But this is one of those systems that could surprise. I think back to moments like December 2017, early December, I believe it was December 9th, that we had a swath of moisture very similar to this come through that dropped 9 to 10 inches. So not saying that that's how much snow we could get, but I think at least a 1 to 3 inch swath is going to develop over portions of western North Carolina, possibly more as you get to the southwest tip. So let's zoom in on what the GFS is showing here for North Carolina. Here we've got 7 a.m. Here's your timestamp, 7 a.m. Snow showers breaking out all across western North Carolina. So we'll run this forward, 10 a.m. More snow showers. That southern periphery of that moisture is where we've been seeing the downsloping occur. That's where a little bit of drying is going to happen, but it could be less predominant than what the models are showing. That happens sometimes. And so as we run this out, you can see that periphery does fill in that southern periphery of moisture over all of western North Carolina, 1 p.m., sorry. And then a little bit of drying occurring. These models are really struggling with what exactly is going to happen. Sometimes we get a little bit of enhancement with the flow. You get some moisture coming up over those mountains. It gets lifted up. We get a little bit of banding that occurs. So I don't think the models have a handle on this yet as we continue to run this forward. Monday evening around 7 p.m., some heavier snow moving in. This is when I think the accumulation could occur. And then how long does this band of moisture set up over western North Carolina? So that's another thing the models are struggling with. And I'll pull the model back here in just a second, and I'll show you how that stream moves along the Gulf and where it sets up, because it's almost like a fire hose that sets itself up all the way from the Gulf through western North Carolina, through Tennessee, through Kentucky. So let's run this through even more. You can see that snowfall continues into 1 a.m. all around western North Carolina. Heavier here in the southwest. Think back to the other day when we had a little bit of snowfall in Franklin, even into Bryson City, even into Silva. You guys got a little bit of a dusting. These are the favorable areas for this type of flow. We didn't get that into Asheville. Some locations got a little bit of a dusting, but it was a lot more predominant. I actually drove in from Georgia up that way and got to see those effects firsthand. So as this runs out, let me pull this back, okay? So we'll go to the regional, and you guys can see this somewhat of a fire hose that has set up. Let's go to the actually national. Okay, so here is that moisture that it's been filling in. I'll run this back a couple runs, and you'll see that the stream wasn't as predominant even on the 12Z run. See, the 18Z has even more moisture. Let's check the 6Z. It actually had a little bit more precipitation. But check this out. Just becoming more moist. The more moisture with this system, we've got an Arctic air boundary that's going to set up right here. So just a lot of fireworks that I think could happen right here. And this stream is going to continue to set up over western North Carolina into Tuesday. And so it's a really tough call, but I'll show you what the European model's showing as well. Similar scenario. Let's see. So we'll put this in forecast loop so I can run this really quick. All right. Here comes our moisture, overrunning precipitation, low popping down here. And then there's the stream that develops all throughout the day, Monday, and into Tuesday. Some enhancement here. Now, is this correct? Is this going to be over western North Carolina? Is it going to be over eastern Tennessee? Is it going to be over both areas? A little bit tough to call right now. I mean, we're not even able to get the next 36 hours nailed down about how this is going to transition. And so we've got short-range models that are showing something completely different and a placement completely different. Not a different system, but a placement of this moisture stream. And so I'll show you what the NAM shows here in just a few minutes. But as we run this out, you can see the GFS actually has some backside development. European model just runs everything out to sea. And so with that, I think we're on the cusp of our first accumulating snowfall event here in Western North Carolina. I really want to wait until tomorrow. I'll do some updates tomorrow about, snowfall totals and exactly kind of what I'm thinking as far as, accumulation. I'll give you an idea as far as what the models are showing right now. Now, this could definitely change as we have some evening model runs come in, and if you'll follow me on Twitter at HVWard, I've been doing a little bit more model analysis there, and you can get that information there. I've been updating a little bit more frequently there on what the models are showing. So here's what the European model shows. Around 1.5 inches for the Asheville area. 3 to 4 inches as you get farther southwest in those areas. Andrews, Murphy area, Franklin area, Bryson City, even Silva. This looks like a decent event for you folks out in that area. So watch for that. This could be criteria. I believe you guys already have a watch out there. So we could be going to warning criteria with this system. Snow on the roadways Monday evening possible. Just keep tuned here. I'll keep you updated. I'll keep posting updates. We'll do another live update tomorrow. Should get a lot more information. We really started to nail down today where that stream was possible. There's 2 different groups. Let's show you the GFS model as well. This is what the GFS is showing as far as snowfall accumulation. And so running that out around 1.2 inches or so. More snowfall though, higher totals, 6-7 inches in the Andrews Murphy area. And so a really difficult call here. We'll begin to see the models refine this. I'll get a little bit more confident tomorrow, I guess. But like I said, this is not a typical system. We don't get one of these every year. So show you what the NAM is indicating here. All right. So we'll pull this back so you can see where it sets the moisture stream up. All right. We'll run this out. Got our low developing, and then look at how far north it has that precip shield where it develops it. As we continue that, it's going to run into more of Kentucky, more of like the Nashville area, North Tennessee area. Grazes Western North Carolina, but it doesn't set up over Western North Carolina. The other models have this set up much farther south. See, this is Monday afternoon compared to what the GFS was showing. Pull that up for you just for posture. So GFS shows way farther south, actually. There's the same frame right there. So much farther south with that precip shield. So these are big differences among the models. And I can't nail down for you exactly which one is correct. I have feelings that I have once as a snow lover, I want the European model and the GFS model to be correct. But we look for that NAM model to correct later this evening, sometime tomorrow, and begin to give us a little bit more data. The NAM 3KM does real well with the totals from those that Southwest enhancement. So we'll do our best. Not going to take too many questions. Check back tomorrow for another update. I'll refine the snowfall totals. We'll get everything nailed down and get you ready for whatever's coming Monday into Tuesday, and then talk about another system that's potentially coming later into next week. So thank you guys for joining me. Really appreciate all your support. Like I said, tune in on or check in with me on Twitter at HVWard, or just search Asheville WX. I should come up, and I usually give some information about what the most recent models are showing. Follow me on Instagram at AVLWX, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.